Okay, so I wanted to start off by talking about Atlantic City. Do you have any special memories of performing there or coming to Atlantic City? Is a place you've been to before, obviously, right?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times, and every time I've come, I've always had a good time. The audiences have always been great, so we always enjoy returning back.
And what do you have planned for the show? What kind of performance are you doing? Mostly, familiar stuff, some new stuff. What's on your mind?
Most just familiar stuff that I always think that people kind of want to hear what they're used to. Music that you've done before, and obviously we'll do some other things like medleys and stuff of other music that I've done for other artists. So that's always fun.
Yeah. And do you think, are people surprised by some of the songs you've done for other people that you were the one behind that song? Or
most of the time, because most of the time I'm surprised. So if I am,
most of the time, what? I'm sorry.
I'm surprised as well. So.
So what are some of the covers you might? Not covers, but the songs other people have recorded that you might do.
There's like the Voice of the Men songs. I Make Love to You, End of the Road. A lot of Bobby Brown songs. Don't Be Cruel, and to Every Little Step, Roni, Rock With You, Tevin Cavill, Can We Talk, bunch of After Seven songs, and I don't really go through. We might mess around with some of the female songs, but a lot of times it's just hard for me to sing those.
Right, like Take a Bow, maybe.
Yeah, Take a Bow, and Tony Braxton stuff.
Yeah. And so when you're writing for other artists, do you have to get to know them a little bit, or do you, is the song just sort of decide what artist it goes to? Like, how does the process work?
It's both ways. It goes both ways, and sometimes it is nice to meet the artist and hang with them and to get a better sense of where they are at this point in their life, or where they'd like to go with their music. So it varies. Sometimes the song is just a great song, and it finds the right artist.
And are you ever sorry you gave away the song to someone else? No?
I may have been sorry I gave a song to maybe one artist opposed to another, but never at least to myself.
Uh-huh. And are you writing new material right now for yourself or for anybody else?
Yes, I am. I'm in the middle of recording a new writing and recording.
And can you talk about any of what the songs are like? Or is it ballads or a mix?
It's a combination.
Mm-hmm. And will you do any of the material live, or are you saving it for when it's really done?
I'll save it. Yeah, when it's all the way there.
Right. And so, having produced so many other people, what's it like to sort of produce, your own music?
It just takes a much longer time because I'm so picky with myself. So it takes a while for me to feel okay about something.
So you're really a perfectionist.
I hate to say that, but I don't know if perfectionist is the word, because it's not like everything's got to be exactly in place. It just has to feel right.
Mm-hmm. And do you ever, do you turn to an outside person and, sort of say, what do you think? Or it's sort of like a doctor treating themselves. Do you feel like you need to get some outside?
I will get some opinions and play it, and then I'll take that into consideration, and then most of the time I go back in and rework it either way.
Mm-hmm. And when do you think you're going to have this record ready to go?
I got to have it come out next year, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. And talking about some of the artists you worked with, were any that you can talk about that you surprised you had an idea what they'd be like and they were really different to work with, or
That's kind of hard to not thinking. I mean, it's been a lot of years of working with a lot of different artists. So each artist, I guess, has their own story. But I think, and you know, it's still to this day still working with artists that I haven't worked with. I'm like doing some work with Barbra Streisand, which has been fun, and getting ready to do some more work with Aretha Franklin, and work with Celine Dion, and work with Alicia Keys, and so still having fun.
Right. And what do you think you bring to the table with all these, you know, great sort of female singers, sort of, you know, diva types? Some of them, you know, do you have to tap a different side of yourself to write for them, or you know, what's that like?
You know, it's just the love of music and loving their music and their artistry, and so that makes it fun to do. And I think they know that that I'm a fan and have appreciation for their art. So I think that makes it a little bit easier.
Do you think you have special insight into writing from a sort of a female perspective, or?
No, I mean, I think, you know, I'm as any other writer. I've been lucky to come up with some things that I've come up with, and the timing was right. But other than that, I don't consider myself more of an expert than the next guy.
Mm. And is there a signature song of yours? Is it the ballad? Is that what you think you have a special touch with, or?
That's normally the connection. In most cases, yeah, being a ballad there.
Mm. And you've also done, you know, scored some films. So how does that compare to writing songs?
I'd rather just write songs.
Yeah.
Why is that? Well, scoring is a lot of work, and it's not a lot of people involved that ultimately kind of have to make a decision. So you're not really in the driver's seat as much. So I'd rather just put the time in the traditional songwriting.
And now you also, I think you worked on The Voice, right? Was it just for the one season, or
just for the one season? Yeah.
Yeah. How was that experience to be in that sort of end of the talent spectrum?
It was fun. It was cool to work, you know, with CeeLo. It was not always so easy, because I don't know that I thought that the talent was that great, but you have to be nice. So, and what you were given, you had to kind of like deal with what you were given. But I don't know that some of the artists would have been my choice.
And what do you think in general about the impact of, you know, American Idol and, you know, all these different talent shows on the business? Do you think it's, you know, good for the business, or do you think artists need to find a way, a different route to success, or?
Well, I think it just gives it's another option. And at this point, at least to date, you know, American Idol's been the most successful in terms of creating artists that actually go beyond being just idols, but actually become real artists that you know, you go to their concerts and buy their albums. You know, that's probably been the most proven so far.
Right. And it talks to different artists, and there's, you know, one of the common themes is the craziness of the music business. But you know, do you think, is it crazier than it's ever been because of the download situation, or do you think it's just always a volatile business? Like, what's your take on the whole situation?
I think we're just. I mean, it certainly has made it easier, but I think that everybody, throughout history, everybody was making cassette tapes and sharing it anyway. Mm-hmm. So we're just being able to see exactly how much everybody does it. And now, the more people become, you know, tech friendly, the more people can do it. And for kids, I mean, that's all that they know. So it depends on, in terms of the music business, it depends on what genre of music you're in. And if you're doing totally kid music, then it's going to be a little more difficult. If you're doing adult music, those people still go out and buy. They buy music still. They don't necessarily think they have to get it for free.
Right. Okay. So, and going back to the show before we finish, you bringing a band with you? Like, what do you have planned for that part?
Yeah, it'd be a band that I always use, four guys, and really good band. I couldn't have ever imagined doing a show without a band. I just couldn't do that one.
Right.
I think that's kind of half of what people pay for, I think.
Right.
Is if they want it live.
Right. Sure. So you're not going unplugged this time around then?
No.
Okay, well, I think it's everything on my list of questions. Thanks so much.
All right, great. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.